So, I used that Bosch 404 pump to suck the fuel out of this tank. I did make some footage of this, but my editing software is just giving me the heebie-jeebies. So anyway, obviously I had to pull the neck off of here, because that neck won't fit between the tray and the chassis anyway to get the tank out. And because it had the unleaded flappy lid in there, because I've since removed it, I actually broke the lid, or broke the spout, so I had to weld it up, and then I'm like, well, that's not working. So I ended up soldering over it, and I just painted it to stop it from rusting. But yeah, you stick the hose in here and suck it out, and I sucked it dry. So I had to wash the tank with water, because it was that muddy from, well, driving in the mud, obviously. I've cut some new hoses. I haven't taken this out yet to see what's wrong, because whatever failed, I couldn't even suck through the suction side to get fuel out of that Bosch 404 pump. And I know I can actually suck through most pumps with that pump, because I've done this many a time, like to get fuel out of old vehicles and like cars in storage and things like that. Rather than the fuel sit there and go bad, just drain it completely empty, start the car until it stops running, and then you're happy to leave your car or bike in storage, and then you can use that fuel in something else. Between the ute and other petrol cars that we've got, and the lawnmowers and chainsaws, it's a good little thing to have around. So it's been floating around the farm for a while. That pump was actually from a turbo conversion we did years ago. So yeah, until we found a tank with a pump in the tank. So yeah, for a different vehicle. So that's all nice and clean, without getting too distracted. The reason I haven't pulled that out is for a factor called, I think you call it rapid heating. So you take this off, and then the O-ring in here, it's gonna get air on it, and it'll rapid heat, and it'll expand. And then once the fuel vapours have come out of the rubber on the O-ring, well, it's not actually rubber, it's some special material, but it's rubber anyway, for simple terms. You gotta wait for it to cool down and shrink again before it fits back in the hole that it's supposed to sit in to seal properly then. So I haven't got a new O-ring, at least I don't think there's one coming in the kit, so we will not see what went wrong here until the new one's in. Now it's just the way it's going to have to be, because I'm not taking any chances. As much as it's killing me to see it sit there, I want to pull it out and go, oh, well, that's what failed. But, yeah, the ute needs a wash. I might back it out and do that. Just in the process of putting the radiator in. That was a nightmare. I fitted the fan shroud, went to slide it in, realised it wouldn't fit. Couldn't even bend the fan blades far enough to get the thing to slide in. So I had to pull the fan shroud off, stick the bloody fan shroud over the fan. But I did try removing the fan, hence the reason I've got no belt. I've just put all that back together, but still couldn't get it. So if the fan clutch ever dies, I've basically got to do the same process. Take the shroud off, lean it back, and then pull the radiator out to get the fan shroud off. Fan shroud and fan itself off. If that ever has any issues, or the water pump dies or something stupid like that. But it looks nice in there. I've got to put my caps on not my caps. What I've decided to do is just put the fittings on. So I've got to put the fittings on because they're in the way to even put it in, because they're too long. And then I'm just going to loop a piece of hose to keep that cooler in the radiator clean. And then to prime the old girl up with water, I'll turn this upside down and hang my test tank up here. I've got a couple of different test tanks and things. Run the thing and prime it with water, whatever, all that good stuff. Get it all nice and hot. Set the idle mixture. Check that the choke's working properly, or set properly. And then, what else? Idle mixture, idle speed, choke, back the thing out. I might wash it today or tomorrow. If I don't wash it, I really don't care. It's not high on my priority. I mean, it's not like there's mud on the bottom of the bonnet or anything, you know. I mean, like there's mud all on the chassis, down under the radiator even. So anyway, do that. What else did I have to do to this thing? I've got a tyre to fix. Yeah, because the tyre sprung a leak. And I tried putting a plug in it, but the plug's not going to seal. And the Chinese dog's barking at something. So yeah, we got silkies. I think other chickens and a spaz dog that's barking at something stupid. Asia, what are you barking at? Crazy dog needs a clip. Chinese crested, dog's broken, made in China. Anyhow, so we fixed chicken coop temporarily because it's going to get expanded on. But yeah, we need to get those little chickens in the coop because the dog decides it wants to eat them. Dog's got no teeth, but it might still kill them anyway. But anyway, and my shed's a mess because I start a job, I finish a job, and before I get time to tidy up, I get another one. So it's even mud on the roof. Well, that's not uncommon for me. Anyhow, and the seat needs fixing. I've got a few things to do in here, but yeah, minor. But yeah, I'm so desperate for that, and I'm hoping this will fix my fuel gauge too, because I think it's 3-volt system. It's either 3 or 5 volt. I'm not sure. I have to refer to the book or the D21 Bible, as I call it. Yeah, you get corrosion in this set of plugs, and then about here in the vehicle, under the seat on the driver's side, is another plug which also contains from there back the light harness, and then there's obviously a join where it goes in behind the dash, and it gets its feed from probably in the dash. There's probably a power reducer in there for the fuel gauge, because it would be like full for 100 k's. To do 100 k's, it'd be halfway. Do another 50 k's, and it would be sitting on empty. And then you'd spend, well, what have I done? 200 k's. So you'd spend another 300 k's on 350 k's on bloody empty, or below empty. Below empty, I think you can get 100 k's still. And it's never the same every time, it's different. So I'm hoping that fixes that without having to go through everything else. Because I have had that dash out to repair the speedo before, and I don't want to do it again. Anyhow, that'll do for now. That sums up my footage anyway, that I've had problems with.